Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Habitual Line Crosser, and of course, as soon as I start speaking, Knox has to say hello. You want to say hi, Knox? You want to say hi? Okay. I love you. All right, let's give you guys a treat. What is going on, everybody? Frank Knox, thank you so much for the donation, my guy. I am okay, but people right now in the United States are struggle bussing, and these cookies are huge. Don't freak out that I'm breaking them in half for the dogs because I don't want you to get fat. No. All right, there you go. What is going on, everybody? Greetings from Pepperbox. So you just saw the new unsub episode that I was on air? That's on there. What is going on? Hello from the Pentagon. And then I also saw Wither was in here. Didn't even, have to spend his monies to say hello to me. 3 more days until I head to basic training. Look, I'm going to tell you something. The trick to basic training is you got to remember a couple things. As long as you shut up and it does what it's told, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, you're going to pass. Like, literally, just, they tell you to run. Go as fast as you can until your body says, hey, ain't got no more. Holy shit, coming in with the Alpha Badger. Let's let that read.
What do you know about the Saudis dropping F-35 for the Turkish stealth jet?
Actually, that's a wonderful question. My theory is that they don't want to wait. And right now the U.S. is behind on F-35s, like way behind. We just can't build them fast enough because they're actually built properly. So Turkey built the Khan, which I didn't even know was in full production yet. And they probably told them they could get it faster and cheaper. And Saudis don't want what is good. Saudis want what's right now. That's why they have Patriot systems co-located with Pantsir S1s. That's a real thing. But everyone I've ever talked to who's been over there said that the Pantsirs are never running. So, yeah. Edwin Pineda, thank you so much as well. I'm trying to get caught up here. How about that raid into Syria by the IDF with Russian bases pretty much right near them in the north and south we just heard about? Yes, I heard about that. The like super secret squirrel raid that they did to destroy the, was it missile and launch facilities? Or I didn't read all the details on it. I did hear about it, though. It's interesting. This is the thing. There's always something going on. There's always something. So I'm not really surprised. Tactically, it makes logical sense to me that you knew Assad was losing power. So you want to go ahead and make sure that the people who take over after him don't have the ability to seize that kind of weaponry. It makes sense. 2025 already getting spicy, bro. You are not kidding. We've had the terrorist attack in New Orleans. Of course, for all those people out there, if you have anyone who's been affected or somebody or anything like that, I absolutely feel for you. I know thoughts and prayers is what we always say, right? Thoughts and prayers, but we got to figure something out, guys. Like I can't imagine hating people I've never met so much for no reason. Like it just doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of reasons to hate me. There's a ton. The laundry list. But to hate me and you've never even met me, I can never mentally get there when it comes to like suicide attacks and stuff. The army didn't prep you to keep up with Super Chat, bro. They did not. I'm trying so hard. With the feeling of Russian S-series missile system, does it come down to the system being garbage or bad training? So I don't know. Okay. What little I know about Russian systems, like actual intricacies of how they operate, are secondhand from Ukrainians to somebody else who then talked to me. And the system itself does not seem very simple to use. Like the way the U.S. military, we understand simplicity survives. That's why an M67 high explosive fragmentation grenade is the size of a baseball because, quote, every young man should know how to throw a baseball. Nowadays, they're probably going to have to change them to look like Xbox controllers or something because kids be yeeting them motherfuckers. But simplicity survives. Patriot was designed so that it's simple to operate. And we take anything that doesn't make it simple and we try and simplify it as much as we can. Complex capabilities with simple inputs is kind of the way forward. Definitely bad training. And then I do remember you with your dad on the F-35 Patriot team. I think it was flight test 5. Your dad was with safety. Yeah. Love your content. Going to be shipping out in March for basic. My MOS is 19 uniform. They went uniform and undesignated with the 19 series. So what I was tracking. So right now we have a lot of people joining the military, but not joining the jobs we need them to join, which is kind of tough. So oftentimes they will create something known as undesignated. I did not know 19 series went undesignated. So 19 series, I used to be a 19 series. I was a 19 kilo. There's kilos and deltas, although I think deltas are changing to something else now. Cav Scout and Armor. Pretty much what you need to know about that, and I'm sure there's some Cav Scouts in here who are going to disagree with this, but it's okay because they're of lower intelligence. Tankers, kilos, lead the way. They do everything. We just shock and awe. Like no one goes, look, the Bradleys are here. Fucking nobody in war ever. Everyone goes, look, the tanks are here. That's a real thing. Bradley's not a tank. And like I said, man, honestly, basic in general, the drill sergeant's job is to piss you off, is to break you. Like that's their job. Once you get that in your head, there's nothing they can do to you. It usually takes me, anytime I go somewhere, about 3 weeks to break. When I was in basic training, about 3 weeks in, I got really upset. I punched a bunch of dents in my wall locker. Was it stupid? Absolutely. But guess what? After that, they could keep me up all hours of the night. They could make me walk long distances, ruck, run. Doesn't matter what they did. Nothing affected me. I was like, whatever. I just laugh about it. And that's kind of the level that they try and get you to. And then they start building you back up. So it takes me about 3 weeks to break. Been listening to The Art of War. Any other books you think I should listen to? I would highly discourage you to listen to The Art of War by Sun Tzu. And here's why. There are many things that you can draw. Okay, I wouldn't say many. Some things in Sun Tzu's The Art of War that you can draw parallels to modern combat. But ultimately, most of the book is just proverbs and different philosophical things, and doesn't really have applicability in modern combat. I don't really read combat books, so I can't help you there. I read a lot of sci-fi books, like especially like young adult sci-fi books. Don't fucking judge me. Ender's Game, Ender's Shadow, Speaker for the Dead. Those series is good. Fucking what's his name? Artemis Fowl was a good series. Never read the Harry Potter books. Probably should, but I'm not big into reading. I haven't had any time. It's been a couple weeks since I check into a live stream, but 11 weeks without a suicidal ideation or attempt. Happy New Year's, HLC and family. That's what I'm talking about, dude. That is awesome. Like, dead serious. That is fucking awesome. It's hard not to see the USA speaking.
Would you prefer if I did the entire thing in this voice? I'm just kidding. My vocal cords couldn't handle this shit.
Oh man, I'm a little behind already. Thank you for hilarity and smarts. Thank you so much. B21 Raider character when I have done him kind of previously, but I really need to refine the character a whole lot. But right now we just don't know much about the program. So I don't know. Were the Australian F-35s fast tracked? No. They've been on order for a long time. When I make the joke that like Canada's low priority, it ultimately what it was a joke. Because Canada was ordering them, then they canceled the order, and then they tried to order again. And people got mad that they weren't back in the same spot in line. And it's like, that's not how that works. We're building them as fast as we can, but like the UK needs them. Canada needs them. Not Turkey. Poland needs them. Poland's only got 2 out of their whole order. I think Romania has some they've ordered. Off the top of my head, that's because Latvia hasn't ordered any. Estonia might have ordered some. I don't know. I've been to New Orleans, have in-laws there. Oh, in-laws there. Sorry, brain no worky. So it's a bit personal to me, but I'm happy folks got back on their feet. No surprise since they've been through Katrina. I will say that, and there was a guy in my comment section who reached out to me in, by the way, thank you so much, Dalton. I don't know if I said that already. He is part of New Orleans PD. And I was like, hey, man, whether it was you or not, thank you guys so much for reacting quickly. I will say I absolutely applaud the New Orleans PD. When stuff was going down, you saw like a group of them just sprint towards what was happening. So I applaud them. Now, some people may say, well, that's their job. That's what they signed up for. Well, we've learned throughout things that have happened in the United States, I don't want to point out anything specifically, that sometimes they don't do that. So I definitely want to give credit where credit's due. It takes guts to do that. Does blast effect on systems from other combat arms like artillery batteries? Wait. Okay, so I think what you're asking, Blue Jay, is like, does, you know, a missile or a gun firing affect like radar acquisition and things like that? I can't say yes, but I can't say no. Like, it's not like it's an unclassified thing. It's just really hard to explain. Is there an effect? Yes. Is that effect significant? Not really. But it also depends on the type of threat, how close the threat is you're trying to engage, the power of the blast, the pressure wave, all sorts of variables that I just don't have. There's no way I could say that. Have I heard of Sabaton? I have heard of Sabaton. Somebody just asked. Okay. Have I played Stalker 2 yet? No. Lately I've been playing Beaming Drive, BEMNG, with a couple of friends. They have a multiplayer mod, so we just been going on there and making drag cars, and it's a car game. It's fun. Should be a wider build out of GMD interceptor sites. So the thing about GMD, no matter what we do in the world of air defense, you will never have enough to protect every inch of land in the United States. Just like you'll never have enough to protect every inch of land in Russia or every inch of land in Ukraine. It's just physically impossible. Should we be prepared for certain contingencies? Yes. Should we fund those preparedness contingencies? Absolutely. But I frankly, like off the top of my head, don't know enough about GMD to figure out what the potential update could be. Farm Simulator 19. Dude, I've been playing a lot of PvE games. Oh, Mrs. Linecross is like, don't skim over the Sabaton. You had so many listening hours last year. I read that in your snarky voice, Mrs. Linecrosser. Go back to watching the unsub episode or something. Morocco has an order of 35s. Yes, I think now that you say Morocco, it makes me think Portugal, Spain? Question mark. Wait, is Morocco's in Spain? No. Look, I'm not a geographist. I spend enough time staring at my job. I don't want to stare at maps. I'm sorry. On a scale of 1 to 10, what are the chances you'll go to Wicket or Snow White?
Would you intercept me?
Oh, Wither, what is up, my dude?
I'd intercept me.
Since
Morocco's in
PAC-3
Africa.
is currently the go-to missile for Patriot, what do you think would be the best upgrade for the PAC system?
Oh, that's okay. That's kind of a hard. Let me get down to that one, because that one's going to take a little bit more explanation. Because you're mostly right. On a scale of 1 to 10, what are the chances you'll see Wicked or Snow White from Disney in theaters by yourself or with others? Truly asking. I do not plan on seeing the new Snow White. Maybe the Lilo and Stitch, but the new Snow White, no interest in that. And for me, believe it or not, guys, I'm a bit of an introvert. Now, when I meet you out in public, like, absolutely come up and say hi. And, if you want to take a picture, let's take a picture. Like, I don't mind doing that. Like, that comes with the territory. To me, it feels weird and a little selfish to be like, I'm going here. You should join me. Like, who the fuck am I? I'm just a dork on the internet. So, like, I don't know. It just feels weird for me. Canada fears the day of the rake can be avoided if they just admit their bacon is just ham. I love bacon. I don't like ham. So therefore, Canadian bacon, it's an outs for me. Although, what is it? Gravy with fries? Was that poutine or whatever they call it? That sounds delicious. I've never had it, but it sounds delicious. If you need someone to voice any accents you're struggling with, you can outsource them to me. My Australian accent is particularly top shelf. Are you Australian? The thing is, so a lot of people have offered to help, and I don't mind it. It's just logistically, it's so difficult because a lot of times I'm just in here and my entire script is inside my head. So now I got to take my script that's in my head, write it in a way that someone else can understand, send it to them. Then they got to record this stuff. Then I have to take it back, patch it in, make sure my side makes sense. Then I have to edit the whole thing together, and voila. So it's a bit difficult. Could you theoretically convert a Patriot missile to a firework? I saw the big firework in Nagasaki. Wondered if you could best them. You wouldn't really have to convert it. You could just send it up and self-destruct it. You could just fire it at an invisible target. And that's not me saying like we can shoot invisible targets. You just make a fake target in the system and say, hey, engage, and you override some safeties and it goes up. And then once it gets nearby, you just hit whatever we need to self-destruct. I don't know if I can say what we need to hit, but you can self-destruct a Patriot interceptor and kaboom. It's just not a very big explosion. I don't know. I've never seen it happen, so it might be a big explosion. All right. Since PAC-3 is currently the go-to missile for Patriot, what do you think could be the best upgrade for the PAC system? Okay. So a couple of things here. The PAC-3 is not necessarily okay. Oh, there's so much here. So PAC stands for Patriot Advanced Capability version 3. Now, when some people are saying PAC-3, they're referring to interceptors. When you say missile, that tells me interceptor. Now, certain systems like the radar is PAC-3 capable, which is we change a few things. We add a second, TWT, traveling waveguide tube, and there's a significant amount of other upgrades inside the radar. That is considered a PAC-3 capable system. Now, we don't just have PAC-2 and PAC-3. Now, we still have a lot of PAC-2s on hand, and PAC-2s are good to have in your loadout because they have a higher probability of kill on certain threats. So the PAC-2 is better at killing certain things, and the PAC-3 is better at killing certain things. So oftentimes systems use a mixed load. They do that on purpose. And then, of course, you have the PAC-3 MSE, which is the Missile Segment Enhancement, which is a PAC-3 with another section in there that bridges the gap between Patriot and THAAD. That's the book answer. It bridges the gap. I don't know if I can tell you what that gap is, but it bridges the gap. I really like, so knowing what I know about the Patriot system, I have no idea what the next upgrade is going to be. Like, I can't think of a way, like on the system side, on the tactics side, the input side, maybe a few things I would change, but like from the missile and the engagement perspective, I really can't think of an upgrade. Yeah, I wish I could help you out there. Sorry, Wither. Hey, my man, got something you might be interested in researching. It was a group called the Themal Tigers. All right, let me take a look. Can't guarantee anything. I just today has been all work. I recorded my next exclusive, which my next HLC State of Mind will be on Pepperbox in the near future, and then I recorded a regular video for everybody else, and I edited both of them, and I got them exported, and now I just got to make thumbnails and go. So now I'm here. Themal Tigers. I got so many freaking notes over here. Geographist? Yeah, that's a word, weapons. Here. Am I going to return to the Unsub podcast this year? I can guarantee with at least 90% accuracy, considering that I am on a show. I'm on 2 different shows with members of the cast of Unsub. So if you don't know, if you don't have a Pepperbox subscription, which is okay, it's entirely your choice. I can't tell you what to do with your money, but it is cheaper than Netflix. Anyways, so if you're not on there, I am in a show called Kinda Consensual with Angry Cops, Rich, Eli Double Tap, Eli, the Fat Electrician, Nick, and obviously me. And what we do is we read your stories, you email to us, and we can't get to every single one, but we read a couple of stories and we talk about them and personal experiences and share experiences, and it's a little podcast thing that we do. And then the other one has yet to launch, but Nick already talked about it on Pepperbox. He and I will be traveling the country and going to various historical sites and museums and talking about what we find there with a cameraman. So I'm very excited for that second one. Realistically, no Pepperbox equals communist. Jesus Christ. Wither again.
Intercept me? I'd intercept me.
It's all good, HLC. I got another question for you. When do you think the next fan call live stream event will happen?
I don't know. I want to plan that one ahead. Make sure my mods are on board, because I kind of did that last minute and Scoob is still really mad at me. He's not. Maybe. I don't know. He might be mad. But he kind of did all that last minute. So I do want to plan ahead with them before I do something like that. I don't know when it'll be. As soon as I know, you will know. This year I'm going to ask Santa if Grandpa Buff is on the naughty list to weld canards on him.
Listen here, you son of a bitch. You ain't putting them fucking things on me.
Came from him, not from me. This year was in the top, oh, wow, of Sabaton listeners. You got me beat there, man. I think it was in the top like 4%. Hello, fellow overdeveloped STDs. That's an interesting way of saying people, but okay. Hope everyone's doing well and crushing their New Year's resolutions. I resolved to eat more cookies and sleep more, killing it. That's what I'm talking about. I don't really have a resolution, so we did something a little different this year. So my little sister, what she did, and she found it from somewhere. I don't know where it originates from, but you take 12 grapes on New Year's, and when it turns midnight, you eat the 12 grapes, and each grape you say like a want. And at 12:01, it stops. And those are things that'll happen that year. So instead of a resolution, I get like 12 wishes. And she did that, and she said most of hers came true. So I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. What is the whole new F-35 upgrade stuff about? Which one? So you may have seen an older video for the Please Don't Notch guy. F-35s were getting, unless there's a new upgrade that I have not heard about. I haven't had my nose in the news today. I've been busy making videos. It was a upgraded sensor, like a really, really fancy sensor. Electronic warfare suite, and I don't know what else. I think that's all public stuff that I was able to find out. Then your big sister kicked your ass. Hey. She is my little big sister. She's about my size. You should check out the Warframe game. I used to play Warframe. It's just I don't have enough time. Like a lot of those ones that are grinds. Like I liked Warframe. I liked what was that other one? The First Descendant or Last Descendant, whatever that's called. But it's just too grindy. I just don't have time. Can I get a hell yeah? Happy Friday as always. B21 Raider, Creator, Maker, Shirt, and Growl. It's on my list. I will get with John. Thank you for introducing me to Unsub Gang. Those guys are amazing humans. I really hope if you guys are not familiar with the Unsubscribed podcast, go check those guys out. They're really, honestly, they're just great people. So I like them. They have opened up my whole world to other creators that I know work with, and I couldn't be happier than having met those guys. They are some of the greatest humans ever, and they surround themselves with people who are like-minded. So it's great. Have I ever thought about having an FPV drone character? I have. I'm not sure like what I could like. So if I did an FPV drone character, I would need one that is Ukrainian, one that is Russian, one that is Iranian, one that is Israeli. Like I would need so many of them. So I kind of just talk about drones like that. It's just easy. Yeah. When am I going ghost hunting? I don't know. Probably next time I get down to San Antonio. How do I feel about the terror attack in 3 days? Obviously it's awful, right? Like, don't get me wrong. It's awful no matter what. But there are some things that just don't make sense. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. It's just, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. That's not what I am. It's not my job. You know, there could be more details that we just don't have at this time. It's just the explosive that was in the Cybertruck just doesn't make any sense for the level of training and competence a Green Beret should have. Like, it just that. And then the whole gunshot wound thing. I don't know. There's just, I'm waiting to hear realistically. I hope that kind of answers your question. I'm sorry. What would your dream modern updates for the buff with an unlimited budget? Also, love your stuff. Been rewatching them all day. Adam, let me see. I think the B-52 would benefit from... I mean, the J models are already getting like all electronic suite upgrade, EW upgrade. I think they should bring back the tail gunner. Not a person, but a radar guided one, although there was an issue that happened with that in the past, so I can understand why they got rid of it. I would also go with reduction in radar cross section. Not necessarily stealth, but enough that he's a little bit harder to hit, because B-52s, like during Vietnam, we were losing them left and right, and I hate saying that. But hell, we lost like 12 in Operation Linebacker 2. That's a lot of B-52s, so I don't know. If PSU beats Notre Shame next week, the kids should get an intercept. We are. I mean, I'm happy for you, man. I don't know anything about, like, I'm not a football guy. It's football, right? Love the content, HLC, and American Citizen says stay dope and be safe. You guys as well. Be safe out there. I just, the world is a scary place. And the future that everybody wants, at least from where I'm sitting, is going to take an unfathomable amount of violence. I may use that in a video. That's just what that's just where I'm at mentally. I don't know. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I do want everyone to be safe as much as humanly possible. What did you base the A10 character on? Oh, that's actually a great question. I didn't base it on a specific person. So when I was doing my early characters, what I would do is, and don't worry, I got you, Delta Charlie. I went past it somehow. I would read about the aircraft, and as I'm learning about it, it would kind of give me a mental picture of, like, if a human was capable of this, what do I think they would be? That's how I got the kid. He started out as kind of like a Buffalo Bill character, you know, the would you F me? I don't know if I can say it. I can say fuck on YouTube. Would you fuck me? Like that whole thing. That's kind of where the kid started from. Because, I mean, he's ultimately been built and bred, like, war is in his veins, and never got a chance to do it. So that would drive some people a little bonkers. So Delta Charlie, reactivate Nike, deploy Patriot, or install Aegis Ashore, or a mix of all three. How do I defend the country? My pick, Aegis Ashore, with the most cost effective in that would be Aegis. Now, reactivating Nike, we would have to do so many updates to those systems. It would be astronomical, not to mention remanufacturing the missiles. We have a good number of SM2s, SM6s, SM3s. I think Aegis Ashore would probably be the easiest way to go. But as far as I'm tracking, we have 2 Aegis Ashore. One is in Romania, and the other one is in Poland. We also have, what is it called? LRDR, which is in Alaska, long range discrimination radar. It's actually really cool. It looks like someone took an Aegis Ashore radar and it's like 60 foot by 60 foot radar faces that just blast out into the Pacific. It's pretty cool. What about the gravitational propulsion drones? I don't know, Charlie. Oh my God, I'm yawning. I'm so sorry, guys. You know, it'd be fun if you started a weekly challenge where someone can challenge you to a real-time strategy game and you play and record it. Once I'm out, I do plan on doing I'll probably start up another channel. I don't know if I'll live stream on it, but I will probably post videos of maybe me playing video games as my characters or with different silly voices, whether it's Call of Duty or Star Citizen or, what have you. I'm not good at those games, but it'd be funny. What was my favorite gun to shoot at range day? The BAR. I was pleasantly surprised. It was funny. So I fired the Thompson, PPSH, BAR. I mean, the 50 cal, I fired a 50 cal before. They had a G36, the one that I shot. If you haven't seen it, there's a video of me on Pepperbox. I couldn't put it on YouTube, of me literally firing the can off the end of it. The suppressor came off, and I didn't notice because I'm stupid. But the BAR, it just, as soon as I emptied that mag, the first thought that popped into my brain was, this is why we won World War II. You cannot convince me. I thought it was the M2. I love the heavy barrel. I love it. Great weapon. Hands down, one of the most perfect weapons that has ever been designed. When I fired that BAR, it was just a different experience. It was so strange to me, man. I've never fired one before. And that thing, I just emptied the mag and I was like, this is why we won World War II. The Thompson didn't make me feel that. The M2 didn't make me feel that. Nothing. The BAR was just money. Franklin plushie update. Mrs. Linecrosser, are you in here? Are you in the chat? How about we get a Franklin plushie update? Because she's been asking and I've been asking. It was radar guided. Do I see the fall of Syria tied to attacks? So here's the weird thing about terrorism. Okay, it's if I'm working for the United States, my orders come from somebody who I know is affiliated with the United States. If you give in to a terrorist organization, it could be a terrorist proxy. It could be the actual terrorists themselves. It could be just some jackass in fucking Mumbai telling you to do bad shit and that you'll be, whatever. So like it's I don't know if it's tied. For me, my brain didn't make that line back. Could be very plausible. But my brain never went like, yep, this is tied to the fall of Syria and Assad and ISIS losing land. And it just, it didn't feel that way. I don't know. The whole thing just smells kind of funny. Let me see. Oh man, where are we at? Seating on Buff's wingtips? Yeah, okay. Hypoxia, son of a bitch. Still suck? Yeah. There's just there's no food here. This is the thing, guys. I'm gonna tell you, if you own a restaurant or a food truck and it makes good quality food, bring it to Lawton, Oklahoma. Just come here. I'm telling you, you'll take this motherfucker by storm. They don't know what salt and pepper is. Like, they have no idea what seasoning is. There's like 3 places here in town that you can get something that is even mildly spicy. And guess what? Everyone who makes it is not from Oklahoma. Like, you walk into a place, like there's a place, Red Pepper down the street, owned by either Chinese or Koreans. I can't remember. I've never actually seen the owners. I've only seen like the other people that work there. And I've seen both. So that shit, spicy as all hell. Love it, right? Ted's, they actually have brown people working there. The food actually has some spice. Fucking delicious. Where else is spicy? But yeah, no, there's no flavor here, man. I'm telling you. Do I think the CIA should infiltrate ISIS websites to get wannabe terrorists to dance naked in front of local police departments? Could work. I will tell you right now, intelligence agencies, whether it's the CIA, FBI, NSA, pick a 3-letter agency, they are absolutely scouring the internet for any of these ISIS threats. I don't know if anyone knew about either of these ones, but we don't know. But they are out there, and they're just not making people dance out in front of traffic or whatever. They're making them, hey, you should come do this. Link up with me, and I'll get you what you need. And then they arrest them. Enemies announces weapon and says, I can do crazy things. We believe them and think it can do more. We triple spending and counter it, and it turns out it's a fake and gets mad at us for believing it. And last repeat, yes. The same way that we got the F-15, which was hands down the most dominant air platform of its time, still kind of is, was from the MiG-29? MiG something. It was one of the MiGs, the Foxbat. Whatever one is the Foxbat. And that's how it happened. And I have a feeling that's what China's doing. And I'm not being like facetious. Think about it. If I could design something that looked like it was the future to get my enemy to panic and design something newer so that way I could steal the technology, save money and time on research and development, and then continue to develop it on top of that, that's a slam dunk. I genuinely feel like China's trying to gaslight us into doing it again. Like, they're not stupid. They're crazy. They're not stupid. When will we get another State of Mind video? I recorded it earlier today. The video is done. I just have to make a thumbnail. And by Mrs. Linecrosser has to make a thumbnail. She's in charge of the thumbnail. She is the thumbnail, champion now. Hello, what's up, Jacob? Oh my gosh. Man, my thing is freezing up on me. Do they still build B-52s? Not as far as I'm aware. I think all the super frames or whatever you want to call it. Oh god, it froze. It completely froze. So now I gotta come over here and scroll up. I'm way behind. So yeah, State of Mind video is done. We also have SBX. Yes, you have 2 SBX in Hawaii. I mean, they don't operate in Hawaii. If you guys don't know what SBX is the sea-based X-band radar. You can look up a picture of it. If you've ever seen the Netflix movie Interceptor, which is the most shitty rendition of a fucking air defense movie that I've ever seen in my entire life. They got like NASAMS and Hawk missiles strapped to an SBX. That wouldn't fucking work. Anyways, but SBX, when it floats out, they go out like 6 months at a time. One will be out for 6 months. Another one will be out for 6 months. They have 2 of them. And they watch the Pacific. The whole thing. At the same time, I'm not exaggerating. America makes the best radars in the fucking world. Well, not America, Raytheon. Raytheon is really good at radars and command and control systems. Northrop Grumman, great at bombers. And Lockheed Martin, great at fighter aircraft. So like we got the big three, and General Dynamics apparently makes a pretty damn good tank. I'm awful at games. I don't play, but we'll watch a proper match between people if they're having fun. Also, any interest in the Captain America 4 film? No, I've never in my life been a real big Captain America fan. Like even, don't get me wrong, like they played really well, and I watched all the Avengers movies and stuff, and I just not a big fan of him. The OH-58D and R needs a cameo. It's the unsung and now retired. Those who served with it will be part of the. It's part in the War on Terror. OH-58D. What is that? Hold on. Now I gotta look. OH-58D. Oh, the Kiowa. Why don't you just use the layman's names for us fucking goobers? Yeah, the Kiowa. I will tell you right now, I, at one point in time, had to duck from a fucking Kiowa. I'm not joking. Like I didn't have to, but I did because it terrified me. I was at ACS 5 and they were doing what they always did in Kandahar. The Kiowas were buzzing like the ground. And what would happen is, and I'd watch it from the mountain every once in a while, the Kiowas would buzz the ground and you'd have an Apache just lumbering, through the sky. Because Kiowas are, don't get me wrong, they're good aircraft. They're really good at making a great big mess of things. Like you compare a Kiowa to a gunship, it's apples and fucking oranges. But a Kiowa was still a good air platform, and they were still useful. Read my chat. Why? I'm trying. Read my chat. Hi, weapons. Hi, weapons. Oh, man, he's so mad. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't keep up with everything. But no, so you would see, like, tracers go past, like, a Kiowa, and then that Apache would just turn, drop, and, like, you just see fucking... it lay waste into something. I'm like, yep, that's how they did it. I guess that's hunter-killer teams or something. I don't know. I don't know aviation tactics. I know somewhat aviation tactics, I guess. I have $5,000 to build a better gate than New Orleans installed. What would you build? For context, they installed their gates wrong and left the wheels down so it could be open and traffic can move. For me, pretty simple. The gate I would use is the same one they use at like car parks. The little angled thing just comes up like that. Car goes in, and the angle goes up like that. That's all I would do. Just have that, and then literally have a cop there. And for anyone who's like, what about the sidewalk? There's no reason a vehicle should ever have to drive down the sidewalk. You can leave stationary concrete poles there. Ta-da. $5,000. Bang, marry, unalive. Lizzo, Rosie O'Donnell, John Lovitz. Okay, so let me see. Let me go with unalive first. Myself. Oh my God, they all, you know what? Marry John Lovitz. Sorry, just can't stand Lizzo and Rosie O'Donnell. Unalive Rosie, and I guess bang Lizzo. At least she's, God, why am I answering this question? I'm a happily married man. Is the Fat Electrician going to do a video on the little David Mortar or the 30-06 Thompson? I don't know. I can ask him. I know he's behind and he's also doing a lot of projects right now. He's in 5 different shows between YouTube and Pepperbox. Six. Do you think the U.S. military will retaliate to New Orleans that attack seems in retaliation for U.S. airstrikes that decimated ISIS forces in Syria? So, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, historically, I would say, yeah, absolutely, we're going to strike back. But I just don't know. I feel like, honestly, America's lost a little bit of her guts. And I hate saying that. We used to send a message. We used to send big messages when people would fuck with us or our people. We don't anymore. And the shitty part is, and it's always like, well, we shouldn't have to. I absolutely agree. We shouldn't have to. We should not have to. But the way I also look at it is, tactically speaking, if you are more violent for a short period of time, you get to be less violent over a longer period of time. Does that make sense?
I'd intercept me.
What is
Wither.
the first place you plan on going with Nick?
It's pretty simple. We're coming to the Fort Sill Training Support Facility right here where I'm stationed at. Some people think it's a museum, but it's actually a training support facility because everything in there is still live. So I'm going to show you guys around some missiles. We're going to talk about the history of it. They have one of the coolest pieces of history. This is the thing. It's not a missile. It's not a gun. It doesn't hurt anybody. But this piece of history, I love it so fucking much. And I don't want to give it away, but I cannot wait to share it with you guys. I'm so excited about it. My opinion on the dumbest Russian SAM system, for me, it's the SA-13 Gopher, which is Stinger's comparable performance and is man-portable. Yes, actually, I was going to say the Gopher, because the Gopher's one looks like a cabana boat, right? It's like supposed to be amphibious, but I wouldn't trust that shit. No, not the Gopher. I'm not thinking of the Gopher. Maybe... No, it's not that one either. What the fuck is it? I thought it was the 9K13 Cub or whatever, but I Qatari money. I do go live. I have been live once or twice in my life. Oh man, I'm way behind. Okay, now I'm back in here. Kid needs to intercept some Chinese J-20s. When the lion's hungry, he eats. Dude, I agree with you. I just hope that when it finally happens, the video I make is worth it for you guys. Do you think the U.S. military... Oh, wait, I already went over that one. Your opinion... Oh, I already went over that one. That was ahead. This one's behind. Okay. Oh, man. Weapons asked in Discord if you could please get more aircraft facts slightly wrong. Why, yes, Gappers. So what I'm going to tell you is the AIM-9 Hellfire that is on, it was developed in 2001, and it's only been put on the sides of the F-16 Tomcat. And it has, it goes hydroponic, not hypersonic, it goes hydroponic. It actually has the GAU 13, which instead of just like a regular GAU minigun, it's like a shotgun. Let's go.
Are you talking about the SA-13?
No, I don't think it's the SA-13. I just Googled SA-13 Gopher. But it pulls up the 9K 35 Strela 10. Hold on. Now it's... No, not Sir. No, yeah, that's Strela 10. God, I can't remember the fucking name of it. It's gonna drive me nuts. He's actually trying to kill me. Love you, weapons. It also fired AK rounds, and AK stands for Assault Killer 47. It's just a dangerous... Somebody's gonna clip this and send it to like Brandon, and Brandon's gonna lose his fucking mind. I'm gonna be on the next like idiots of what is that? The gun meme review shit he does. With the LCS ships proving to be more of a failure, would you make their character someone who has dropped on their head at birth and still trying to act tough? I feel like there's still hope for the LCS. You know, so it was a program that was rushed. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, being with programs that is rushed, it always comes out shit. Kyle Rittenhouse loves you. He also streamed today. I met Kyle a couple times. Nice kid. I don't... Like, here's the thing. Like, every time I meet someone that I, like, know, it's either because they're, you know, a celebrity. Like, when I met The Undertaker, I was like, hey, man, I've been watching you since I was a little kid. You don't mind if I get a picture? And then I got roasted by one of his bodyguards or friends. I don't know. He doesn't need bodyguards. It's the fucking Undertaker. When I met Crispy 11 Bravo, if you guys never seen him, he's a great guy. That was probably the most awkward interaction I've ever had in my life. Not his fault. It was mine. It was the end of range day, the second time I went, and I was like, hey, man, you know, love your videos, you know, good to meet you. And he's like, oh, cool, man. And I shook his hand, and then, like, I couldn't think of anything else to say, so I stood there awkwardly. And then someone else came up, and he started talking to them, and I was like, yep, I'm a fucking idiot. But anyways, Kyle Rittenhouse, like when I met him, I was like, hey, good to meet you. I didn't want to be like a big fan of your work. Love how you shot that guy. Like, what do you say? Like, he had his dog with him. I was like, cool dog, man. Can I pet your dog? Like, there's, all right. Bob's got to work extra hard in chat. The underguard. The Undertaker doesn't have bodyguards. He has backup. All I know is their light fingers combined with their industrial base economy means that despite everything, the Chinese fighters do something to the Russian jets can't, and that's work. That's fair. I mean, I'm rather curious. I'm starting to feel like maybe I'm the only one. You know, we were in fear of Russia for so long. And then we saw this full-scale invasion, and I watched their logistics fall down. They have no command, like, authority, and not just authority. Like, they can boss people around. They just can't, like, they don't. Okay, for example, my students have to write an essay about the principles of mission command.
Would you intercept
And
me?
holy shit, Jason.
I'd intercept me.
Let's hear this.
I hate foot silly.
You hate foot silly? What? Anyways, I'll get down to that one in a second. But anyways, and we watched. I used the failures on the Russian front line to explain the principles of mission command, and so yeah. Oh, hate Fort Silly, Fort Sill. Okay, Mrs. Linecrosser is translating for me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if China's as scary as we think they are. I don't know. Do you think the F-117 Nighthawk needs more love? I was glad to learn they're still being used. From what I understand, the 4 that are in use are not like U.S. military use. They're like 3-letter agency use, and they're mainly used for surveillance, which is cool, whatever. It's a great stealth aircraft. I do think the F-117 deserves more love. I mean, it's a good... I say good aircraft. Like, I mean, there's always things that could be better. But, I mean, it was one of the first of its kind. Actually, was the F-117 the first stealth? Weapons, let me know if the F-117 was the first stealth. I think it was, but I'm not certain. Either that or the B-2. I'm pretty sure it was the 117, though. I use 058 because I was a crew chief. Oh! Fair enough. You were crew chief on the Kiowas? I gotta ask a question. First operational. Thank you, Weapons. I heard a rumor, don't know how true it is, that the guys... that flew the Kiowas, the pilots, didn't really have a targeting system. So sometimes they would draw crosshairs on their windshields. I don't know how true that is. I would like to find out if it is true. As a naval engineer, America does make the best radars. Northrop and Raytheon make the best radars for the civilian market. That is facts. Raytheon is just really, really good at it. Lockheed has started dabbling. Like the SM-7, I think, is a Lockheed project. But the SM-6, not SM, Jesus. Oh my God. Spy 7, Spy 6. Shit. I'm fucking up my own stuff, just trying to mess up weapons. The Spy 7 is a Lockheed project, but the Spy 6 is a Raytheon project. So I don't know. Trees for Doggos, we're not there yet. We've got 10 minutes. Great unsub episode. Not sure if you already talked about it since I just joined, but really curious the difference between PB and Pepperboxing YouTube content wise. So, okay. That's a great question. So Pepperbox, let me explain this to you. Pepperbox is a forcing function, not really a forcing function. It was forced into reality because once upon a time on YouTube, you could show full auto weapons, you could show explosives. Like these are done in controlled, safe environments. But what happens is somebody did something wrong on YouTube and now everybody gets punished. You know, nothing against YouTube. Their job is to obviously protect them and their shareholders and you know, make money. Get it. Pepperbox is a place where trusted individuals who can make content like that can all do it openly and freely. I can also get away with a lot more jokes that would get me demonetized on YouTube quick, fast, and in a hurry. Nothing against YouTube, right? Like I still make the vast majority of my content that is on Pepperbox is here. Okay. The majority of it is also here. So I just have a couple of shows that I'm on over there that are not here. So that's the big difference is over there, nothing. There's no ads. There's no, so even like the ones where we're like, hey, you know, join blah, 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 blah. Even the ones that like they, you know, they pay us additional for and stuff like that. Those are cut out. Those are gone. They're not in there. And anything that's like beep, beep, you know, like beeped out, or like donuts, you know, the quacks of justice when, you know, like someone's firing a gun, those are gone. It's real bullet sounds now, and you see everything. So like, it's just it's a place that people can go. Like in YouTube nowadays, they've gotten so strict. You cannot talk about reloading a firearm, or you cannot reload a firearm, on video. You cannot talk about modifying a firearm. You cannot fire anything that is not semi-auto. You cannot fire full auto. Like they've gotten really strict. So a lot of the gun guys went over there, and with me, I'm semi-restricted in the type of jokes that I can make. So over there, I have free reign. Within reason. Obviously, I'm not over there like, let's start a clan. Like then, like within reason, right? But yeah, and so for me as a creator, having a wider left or right limit actually makes me want to create more. Like it's a really, really good thing. So that's the big difference between YouTube and Pepperbox. Right now, Pepperbox does not have an ability to go live. When they do, I might give it a shot because I'll be able to say and do whatever the hell I want to. Donuts content is different on Pepperbox. It really does. When you don't hear the quacks and everything is not blurred, it's a different experience that Cody goes through. I've commented a few times on TikToks. There's a chance of ever getting a common Jazz 39 Gripin. I'm sorry, I fucked that up. Love your content, by the way. Watch it every day. I really need to add that jet. I'm fucking let me put that on the notes, because the Gripin is, or is it the Raphael? That is the Raphael or whatever. Come on, pen. Now you want to be stupid? Yeah. Sorry.
Would you intercept
James
me?
Evan! I'm so far behind.
Intercept me.
Hello from the UK.
Hello, James Evan. Welcome. Alcoholism is on the left, depression is on the right. Careful you don't trip and fall into any feelings. Why am I in permanent slow mode? Same, homie. We were born this way. I'm sorry. I had that one ready. I was ready there. I'm sorry. Happy New Year, HLC. Saw the B2 fly over Rose Parade. Thought so. This is what Houthis hear before they die. Beautiful plane, very smooth roar. I have never in my life seen a B-52 or a B-2 fly. I've seen tons of C-17s, C-130s, AC-130s, A-10s, Kiowas, Apaches, freaking Chinooks. I've even seen a Seahawk before. I have never seen a bomber fly. And I've never seen the F-22 fly. So once I'm out of the military, Mrs. Linecrosser, if you're watching this, you and I are going to the air show in Oshkosh. Once in my life. We're going up to fucking Wisconsin. I never really wanted to go to Wisconsin. Maybe they got good cheese. But anyways, we're going to that goddamn air show. I want to go. You go nowhere? Exactly. Oh, someone already said I need to go to more air shows. John Lovitz is in an episode of Tales from the Crypt. Oh, there we go. I am way behind. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Mrs. Linecrosser just sent something. I'm trying to get back. Were I thinking of the SA-8 Gecko? I might have. Mrs. Linecrosser. Ooh. Mrs. Linecrosser, Skill Gap asked a question. Hold on. Oh man, I think I might have missed that one. I want to get to it. Guys, I need you to slow me down. Or slow down a little bit. I'm trying to get caught up here. Okay. Let me check if it's the SA-8 Gecko. Sorry. Yes, the SA-8 Gecko. That is the ugliest air defense system that's ever existed. Thank you. Tried to print J36 on my 3D printer this week. Print failed. Now I can't print the F-22. Printer must have caught the West Taiwan duplication bug.
The Great China.
Okay, West Taiwan. Please ask him to get back to us at a later time. For Nick. All right. So I want to ask. or answer this question. When I was starting out, this is what Skill Gap asked. I don't know if it's down below. I just haven't got to it. When you were starting out, did I ever have trouble motivating yourself to record? How did I deal with it? I'm going to tell you, absolutely. Absolutely. When you start creating, you are going to post videos and maybe get one like from somebody you know, right? It's going to happen. It's just the nature of what it is, right? But what you have to focus on is what you're trying to build. You have to, to be, this is going to sound super narcissistic. I'm so sorry. To be successful in social media content creation, right? You have to, number one, think of what you're going to make. And number two, think of how you're going to do it better or different than everybody else. I am not the only person who uses the eyes and mouth filter, right? It's a free filter. Anyone can use it. There's a dozen pages that use it. Okay. I am not the only one. I'm not the first one. Okay. I'm sure somebody out there did it before me, but I am the first one who created my characters, my storyline, my fucking lore, and everything behind it. I am the first one who did that. I'm the only one who did that. You can't find Grandpa Buff anywhere else. You can't find the kid anywhere else. You can't boom, boom, boom. So that was my end state goal, like my mentality behind it. And when you're burned out, and you don't want to make content, give yourself a little bit. It's okay to take a little break, take a little breather, and then get back after it. The algorithm will put you where you need to be, man. Just keep creating. I will tell you, fuck up when you create. Like seriously, make something, push it out, and then watch it later and be like, ah, man, what the fuck? That's what I do. I study my content because I've had great jokes that landed shitty, and I went and I looked and it was my delivery that was off, or I didn't word it the right way. And I constantly study my stuff and try and learn. So if I had to guess, what do I think the dude in New York was yelling when he mashed on the gas pedal? We already know. Was he yelling something? I'm going to take a shot in the dark, given he had an ISIS flag and it probably rhymed with Aloha Akbar. Just shot in the dark. I know you said logistics would be hard, but would you ever consider getting or trying to get the Mighty Jingles to take your British character? Who is the Mighty Jingles? I'm unfamiliar with this individual. BSG. Would you intercept me from the UK? I'd intercept you. Have I listened to Dos Gringos yet? Your thoughts? I have not, Blue Jay. I'm so sorry, man. Oh, there it is, Skill Gap. I just got it there. I hate Fort Silly. I don't hate Fort Sill. The fishing here is good. You know, I'm familiar with the base. I'm familiar with the area. I'm tired. I'm ready to go home. I think that having the self-awareness while you're in the military to understand when it's time for you to walk away it matters more than just sticking it out because you have to. There's so many people in positions of authority and power who just don't believe that they can go and do anything else, but they have used up their time here and they're just hanging out, getting a paycheck and doing as little as humanly possible. Be self-aware and realize that, hey, my time is done. I need to move forward. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am terrified about getting out of the military. I'm fucking terrified. This is all I've known as an adult, right? I have a wife that depends on me. I'm the guy who has to put all these things together. I have friends who, want to work with me and stuff like that. I am absolutely terrified. But I tell you right now, making it through life is a lot better when you have somebody in your corner. I remember, I don't know if I've ever told this story. Right after I got off that podcast with Nick and Eli and who was it, Tyler, and they talked to me about getting out and doing content creation instead. I mulled it over and kind of just, hung out, but it was in the back of my mind. I was just like, I don't know. Like, I've always done the smart thing. The smart thing is to stick around. It's not smart to walk away. It's terrifying, honestly. But I called the missus. I was laying in one of the beds in the unsub house. I called the missus and I was like, hey, do you think I can do this? Like, do you think that this is a possibility in my future? And she just said, I trust you. I love you and I believe in you. And having that, that just strengthened my resolve 1,000%. So I hope every single one of you out there have that. Every single one of you. Protocol 4. Is it time for Protocol 4? It is time for Protocol 4. Let's see if I can grab the bag quietly. Look at that fluffy bed he's on, though. There we go. Oh, he's limping. I'm sorry. Here, you'll get a full one. Don't tell your mother. Here, Ring, you can get a full one too. Don't tell your mother. It is that time for the pups. All right. Runner-upper, dude. Let the chaos commence. Unleash the autists. Assassinate, fornicate, elope. What? Discord mods, Scoob, weapons. Oh, Oh, man. Assassinate Teal. And the only reason for that is because he specifically thinks that he's going to be in the fornicate or elope. Like, that's the only reason. Nothing against Teal. That's the only reason he's in the assassinate, is because I know in his brain, if he read that, he'd be like, I'm obviously fornicate or elope. 100%. Fornicate with weapons and tell him all these terrible, terrible things about weapons equipment. And then elope with Scoob. Scoob seems pretty chill. He can manage my discords and shit. I'm good with that. I'm leaving for Oklahoma in the morning. Check your shit, sorry. What do I think about Russia's Tombstone radar? I have not looked into that one. I need to look into that one, and then I have another one in my notes, which is the passive sensor something Vera passive sensor system. I looked into it briefly. I just didn't finish the research. That's on me. I will tell you guys. Exciting. I have a Discord link. Yes, absolutely. Just ask one of the mods. Teal goes, we eloping. Hey, what's up, Teal? So I will tell you guys, a big project I had this week that I managed to finally get done. I have recorded my next USA versus the world. I don't want to give any secrets away, but the information that I was required to gather to put this video together, no other source has put together. And right now, the raw footage, which I just sent off to my editor yesterday, is over an hour long. Okay, I get it. Like, that's a lot of information. But nobody else in the world has put it together. So me making that happen, I hope you enjoy it, because goddamn, it sucked. I like halfway through doing, not even halfway, a quarter of the way doing the research, I was like, this is a stupid fucking idea. Like, I was just mad. I was like, I fucking hate this, but I'm already fucking here. I just gotta put it together. Oh man. 100% prior to last upgrades during OEF 2004-2005's grease pencil on the canopy. No shit. That's a real thing. That's awesome, dude. For the Kiowas. Winner!
I'd intercept me.
Last one for the night. How do you feel about Ukraine reverting back to trench warfare? And do you have a way that would break the stalemate?
I think... Okay, so there's two ways of looking at the trench warfare in Ukraine. Number one is that we've reverted to trench warfare, which is bad. Number two is that they have forced the Russians into trench warfare. Now, you always lose more troops seizing an objective than you do defending it. This is simple fucking wartime math, or whatever you want to call it, strategy. You always lose more people attacking than you do defending. And if the Ukrainians are just backing up and digging more trenches and forcing the Russians to fight their way through them, it could be either A, because they don't have the munitions capability or personnel to push forward, or B, they're using it as an opportunity to use their inferior numbers to dwindle the Russians' superior numbers. That's a tactical decision, at least in my brain. I have nothing to go off of from that. No clue. USA versus my mom. My mom would win. You should see her with a fucking... She is... Okay, so this is the thing. My dad has hit me, and it hurts worse. Like my dad's coal miner's belt or his bare hand. It hurts worse when my dad hit me. Like, I deserved every single one of them. Hold on, let me get that straight, okay? I got spanked as a kid, but I deserved every single fucking one of them things, okay? Every single one I deserved. But my mom always beat my dad with creativity. My mom hit me with, like, ladles, wooden spoons, Hot Wheels racetracks, coat hangers, slippers. Like, she always hit me with whatever. My dad was always the same thing, hand or belt. Like, there's no in between, but she was always more creative. USA versus Tibet. Tibet, somebody has compiled that information, I assure you. What is my take on the Dark Eagle? Is it true hypersonic? I don't know. And for me, for the life of me, I don't understand the purpose. I really don't. Like, we have high range surveillance aircraft. Like, we have them. Why would you need a hypersonic that can do the same thing? Like, it's to me, it's illogical. I probably don't have all the variables. That's what I don't have. Now they're saying that it's going to be a missile truck, and it's going to have hypersonics on it. Cool. But then why would you still need the hypersonic aircraft? Like, it doesn't make any sense, especially with, advancing stealth technologies and, beyond the horizon radars and all sorts of stuff like that. So I don't know. Bro, my mom once broke a spoon on me. She was whipping my ass. Yeah. See, I'm telling you, it always hurt more when dad hit you. But mom, she was way more creative. When do we get a Chinook character? I've wanted to do the Chinook forever. I wanted to do him as a Arlie Ermy is what I wanted to do him as. I could get the cadence right, but I cannot get the tone right. Don't be terrified. It's a big thing, but you got people doing the same thing currently. I know. I am so incredibly thankful for the guys at Unsub and all the people that I've met. It's amazing. I love Fort Polk. I'm sorry to hear that. Ohio trucker, who hurt you? Seriously, man. I went to Fort Polk once. It's called something else, Fort Johnson or something now. It's something else. But I went down there. I did one JRTC rotation. For those of you who don't know, you think, oh, JROTC? No. Joint Readiness Training Center. It's one of the national training centers for the United States Army. We go to JRTC or we go to NTC. NTC is at Fort Irwin, California, middle of the fucking desert. Nothing else out there. Just like 250 square miles of just military training area. And then, or maybe it's like 250,000 square miles. It's a shit ton of square miles. And then you have Fort Polk, Louisiana, which is in a goddamn swamp because the Army logic was, if you're going to go to Afghanistan, we're going to take you from Fort Carson, a high plains mountainous desert, fun fact, send you to a swamp, cool, to train, to deploy to a high plains mountainous desert. That was before I understood metal tasks. But yeah, who hurt you? There's something wrong in Louisiana, man. There's something in the water. It's not okay down there. Bro, seriously, thank you. I've been having a lot of difficulty making things happen. You and the Unsub gang have been getting me through. I love you all. Skill Gap, hey, man. I wish you the best in your future endeavors. I hope to see some of what you're creating in the near future, man. I'm dead serious. I'm not one of those, like, honestly, I don't surround myself with people who think that, like, there's a finite number of followers and supporters out there. No. Guess what? There's going to be people out there who don't like my content, but like my friends. And guess what? I'm fucking happy for my friends. I hope my friends get millions of views. I want to be able to get by. I hope my friends get everything they've ever wanted. So I hope you get everything you fucking want, Skill Gap. I really do. I hope you do amazing things. And I hope someday you and I are both sitting there on the Unsub and we're talking about how, you got your start. That's how it happened with Anthony. Have you guys ever seen Badge 502? He met the Unsub gang at a live show. I've known Anthony for a couple of years now, a little over a year now. And he was on the Unsub, and I could not be more proud of that guy. And he texts me all the time, hey man, how do I do this? Do this. And I'm always giving him advice. Hey, check this out. Try this. This is what you want to do. This is how you set up this. Great human being. So I always surround myself with like-minded people who are motivated and driven. So be motivated and driven, man. You'll do great things. Oh man. I linked 2 Mighty Jungles in your Twitter DMs. Who Mightly Jungles? I linked what is going on, Gunfox? I hardly ever check my Twitter DMs. Oh. Mighty Jungles. Oh, I cannot watch that right now, but I will check it out. I will look. I see you there. You Canadian. What should the US do with increasing terrorism? This is a really, really hard one to answer because so a while ago, about 30 minutes ago, I said the future you guys want is going to take an unfathomable amount of violence. That's not an exaggeration. Terrorism creates terrorism. Terrorism is an infection That's realistically what it is. Extremism in general is an infection. It can't be fought in a conventional way. And you know who pays the largest price when you're fighting terrorism? Innocent people. It sucks. It sucks so bad. So, like, for example, when we fought the Japanese in World War II, guess what? Japanese, they wore a uniform. They identified themselves. Did they do terrible shit to the civilian population? Absolutely. Okay. But they identified themselves. And when the Empire of Japan surrendered and said, we're done, every single Japanese soldier, with the exception of that one dude in the Philippines, they laid down their weapons and said, fine, we're surrendered. Same thing with Germany. After, Mustache Man, whatever, they surrendered. Terrorism is not that way. You can cut the head off a snake, and terrorism, it just breaks into different groups. Like, that's all it does. Terrorism can't be fought. It needs to be exterminated. Like, there's no other way to say it. And it's so fucked up. Like, I wish I had. Yeah. I just got down to the eloping. When you're in Wisconsin, you need to try Spotted Cow beer. I absolutely love local beers. I fucking love them. It depends. I'm normally kind of a light beer guy. I'm not really a IPA. Like lager, I'll drink a lager. Pale ale, I'll drink some pale ales. If I'm eating dinner and it's like a good, like a steak or a good burger, like a what kind of burgers? Like pretty much the equivalent of like a Fridays or a Chili's burger, right? I will drink a dark beer, or not an IPA, a stout. Usually like a left-hand milk stout or something like that. So I'm all about trying beer. I don't do IPAs. I will totally be honest with you. I do not touch IPAs. Crime is a disease and I'm the cure cobra. Talking daddy bomb. I fucking love you guys. I want you to know, whoever it was way back when, I don't even remember who it was who said missiletism. It was in my chat. I remember it was somebody in my chat said missiletism. And that has become my persona. So thank you so much. Because now, anytime I start talking about missiles, all everyone thinks of is that I'm like fucking radio. Except for radio, I got like a stinger in a shopping cart. I'm like, missile? Like that's, I don't know. Like that's what you guys think. So whoever it was. No. Mighty Jingles is a Royal Navy vet who does World of Tanks Warship. Oh, that's the Mighty Jingles. Sorry. Replay sent him playthroughs. You guys might get along very well. I'm down. I don't play World of Warships, but I might try. I'll be totally honest with you guys. I met up with the people from World of Warships. I'm trying to get them to make me a captain of a ship. And I'll do like maybe 3 different boats and my different characters, which I think would be absolutely awesome. It's just I won't be able to have a potty mouth because it's World of Warships. Kind of excited. If you want to troll weapons, ask about the Mark 14 torpedo. Weapons, what's up with the Mark 14 torpedo? Gunfox is telling me about it. It seems like a really interesting piece of weaponry there. Didn't we give the Panama Canal to Panama? I don't even know that Operation Just Cause thing. I don't know what happened down there. 2025 got hands. Did I miss something? Like 3 terrorist attacks. Some dude in Idaho got arrested planting a bomb. I don't know if you guys know this, planting a fucking pipe bomb on railroad tracks. Yeah, I found out about that recently. Apparently, right towards the end of last year, another guy got arrested for having 150 pipe bombs in Virginia. Like, dude, 2025 got hands. You would jump back into World of Warships if that happens? Wither, if you're gone for the night, man, thank you so much for being here. My thing is freezing up again. If it's not too much of a problem, could you also look into Thales Groundmaster 403? We get fired. Also, would you get fired if you used engineering equipment from work to snatch a red box? I mean, no, but we're trying to get a red box legally. For those of you who don't know, the Kind of Consensual gang, us, me, Nick, Rich, and Eli, we're trying to get our hands on a red box. I don't know if you know this, but Redbox went out of business and they just kind of abandoned all the red boxes that are around. So we're trying to get permission from someone to get a red box. Nick wants it. I don't want it. I was just like, cool, the red boxes are out of business, but he wants it. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Let me see. Oh, man, I missed a bunch of them. What did I... Oh, my gosh. Oh, it's doing it again. I'm trying to get caught up on the chat, guys. I'm so sorry. USA versus USA. That is one on the list. This is not that one. Wooden spoon. Oh, yeah. I finally got down to the conversation about my mom hitting me. Don't be scared of new paths. Learn to splice fiber optics. Been doing it for 28 years. It's easy. Or be a government contract. You'd excel there too. I know. For me, like that's kind of my fallback plan. Is I want to go to college while I'm out. And once I get a degree, there are several businesses over at White Sands that I literally just have to give them my resume, and they'll be like, "Yeah, we'll take you. Absolutely, 100% just because of my experience." Would you do me? I do me. Did I ever do a Comanche as a character? I did not. I never did a Comanche as a character. Maybe I'll do like a. You guys ever see what's that Christmas movie, The Island of Misfit Toys? Well, like I'll do like an island of canceled projects. We'll do the Comanche, the YF-23, the F-16XL, just a bunch of shit that the government was like, no, we're not going to do that. Yeah. The Swamp bases, I remember Naval Weapons Station, South Carolina. That base sucks so much ass. Bro, dude, swampy ass areas. I got the worst heat rash my medic had ever seen in Fort Polk, Louisiana. My whole back peeled. My whole back. He said it looked like my back was made of fucking lizard skin. Because it was just the whole thing from like the back of my body armor all the way down to like right where my kidneys are at. The whole thing peeled from just heat rash. It was awful. Let me see. Grew up before Polk, late 90s, early 2000s. I was babysat by the 509th is where my love of chaos and destruction started. That's fair. I did not watch the Sean Ryan podcast today about the Vegas bombing. I have not. There's too many things that just smell weird about it. There's just too many. Terror attacks, bird flu, lower global stability. 2025 really does have hands, bro. Guys, we are 3 days in. Chill. Usually the year doesn't start getting stupid until like the springtime when like all the creatures come out. Like, let's go do shit. Yeah, but no, it's stupid the day. You need to do a YF-17? Yeah. So to create a peaceful world where everyone can be happy, it will cost a high body count. I hate how that sounds, not gonna lie. Yeah. Here's the thing that a lot of Americans and Western individuals don't understand. Like I wish that all of humanity could coexist. I really do. I really absolutely do. But you cannot coexist with people that just want you to cease to exist. And there are people in this world, which, by the way, this motivates the living shit out of me every single day. There are people in this world that want to kill you just because you're you. Absolutely. There's not as many as some might think, but there are people that just want to kill you just because you're you. So the more violent we are now, the less violent we have to be in the future. And I also hate how that sounds. Do I have more outfits with cat ears? I need to make more memes. If not, what's your size? Oh, no, Mad Cow. That is the only one I have. I would really much like to not wear that again, because I think you guys almost got it onto Angry Meme Review. It may be on there in the near future. Fucking hope not. And now I have weapontism because of that. What's up with the Mark 14 torpedo there, Weapons? I'm sorry, we were just going, I was trying to get caught up with the chat. Warriors exist to create a world which they are no longer needed. Couldn't agree more. I would love to not have to be, like, the military not exist anymore. I would love it. I would love it if all governments could put aside their differences and not have to, like, want to kill one another just because they want to be the one in charge because they refuse to negotiate with anybody else. I would love, do you know, we would be fucking populating Mars by now, guaranteed. We'd have a moon base. We would be exploring other planets. We'd know a whole lot more about what's underneath our oceans if people could just stop killing each other for a little while, man. Can you imagine if the was like $900 billion defense budget the United States had went into like space exploration? Dude, NASA would be putting a flag on a different planet every week. What about doing a video debunking McGregor and Ritter? So the reason I might go after McGregor someday, the reason I don't go after Ritter is because Ritter has nothing to lose. Ritter is in a world that is an echo chamber. They all think he is the subject matter expert on everything that he speaks about. He's not. He hasn't held a clearance in 20 years. Why hasn't he held a clearance? Because he's a registered sex offender and got caught twice in police stings. So I refuse on a just a personal level to give Ritter any kind of recognition on my page. Oh God, Wolfram. God damn it, Wolfram. So yeah, McGregor, I might go after him. I don't understand. Like, I kind of want to talk to people who worked for Colonel McGregor while he was in. I really want to talk to them. Like, was this guy just that much of a piece of shit while he was in? Like, I just can't imagine falling that far away from your ideals and your morals and everything to just want to usurp yourself, I guess. I don't know. Come to Wisconsin, but avoid Madison. Got it. No Madison. And Milwaukee. Shit. Isn't Oshkosh like right outside Milwaukee? I might be wrong. I'm not good at I'm not a geographist. They could be considered by Mos Eisley in their own spite. Damn. Spotted cow's good. There's better. All right. I'm all about local brews, man. They make one here in Oklahoma. It's the only thing that I was like, this is for Oklahoma right here. They make a beer here called DNR, like do not resuscitate. It's like 13% alcohol by volume or some crazy number. They sell it in a 4-pack. I drank 2 of them. Bad idea. But yeah, it was good. No, La Crosse, Wisconsin. Bro, you should interview someone in the fighter plane mafia. I would love to talk to some fighter pilots. But like here's the thing. Every time I talk to a fighter pilot, like the guy who was the wingman of Juice, the guy who was shot down by Patriot, he just reached out to me again. I'm sorry if you're watching this. I haven't emailed you back. I'm so sorry, man. We talk. We get, I get a feel for him. He gets a feel for me. And then about an hour in, we hit the classified wall. And I'm like, shit. Everything I want to ask you, I know you can't tell me. And he's like, yeah, and everything I want to ask you, I know you can't tell me. I'm like, shit. Like it's just, oh man. Your kid's leaving for the Army Monday, 68 Quebec. 68 is medical field. Quebec, is that radiation tech, radar tech, whatever the fuck they're called. Hold on. 68 Quebec. MOS is pharmacy specialist. Ooh, okay. All right. Yeah. That will, in fact, with a very high probability, keep your son or daughter, you said kid, so son or daughter, out of a war zone. So not bad. Feral GS got an HLC chaos patch for her uniform. Yes. Yes. Look, if you guys know pilots, especially military pilots, and if you can get a picture of them wearing one of my patches, like in the cockpit or near their aircraft, please, for the love of God. Okay, I tell you what, mods, that is my deal. Mods, if you're a mod in here. So right now, my mods are pretty strict on it, like don't ping me in Discord, and it's just because I'm busy as hell. I pop in as often as I can, not as often as I would like to, but I pop in as often as I can. I will give, this is verbal right here, I will give you permission to ping me in my Discord if it includes a picture of a pilot of a military aircraft with one of my patches, either in or around their aircraft. I will allow that. The way the dog perked up and looked when I gasped. They should consider you a recruiter, ATP. Bro, I tried. So I straight up, I'm not going to lie. I told the Army, or I told my agent, I do have an agent. I told my agent that I want to do an ad for the United States Army for recruiting. And he's like, it's kind of strange. Like, why? And I was like, I will do it for peanuts. I'll do it for $1. I don't give a shit. Just so they can have a transaction, but I want some sum of money going from the government to me that I can invoice and frame and put on my wall. That while I was in, the government paid me, even if it's $1, to recruit for them. Like you have no idea how happy I would be to just show that I stuck it to, because the house always wins. Anyone who's ever been in the military will tell you this. The house always wins 100% of the time. And that is the one time that the house didn't win. It's because they already own my ass. The only reason I'm paid is because slavery and indentured servitude is illegal, okay? That's the only reason we're paid in the fucking military. They own my ass. If I could just stick it to the man for a penny, you have You have no idea how happy I would be. Mover Gonky what? Gonky show, please? Cal, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I'm genuinely concerned. Are you having a stroke? Is that somebody? Oh, hold on. No, that's not. That was not the guy that he sent to me. That's Jingles, whatever. What about my patch in a police helicopter? Yeah, I'll take that. Absolutely. 100%. Because I would love to compile those and showcase them someday, like on stream or in a video. Be like, look at this. Look at this. I'll blur out faces. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with like putting like an HLC logo over their face. Got it. Cool. Don't care. But you have no idea how happy that would make me. Weapons, love you, bud. He is not. God damn it. You told me about them? Did you? I'm sorry. Weapons is getting real upset. You guys should probably like hug him or something. Hugs in chat for Weapons right now. Everybody, hugs in chat for Weapons. The reason why we can't have world peace is because cultures are so radically different to the point of conflict and subjugation. You're not wrong. There are like, I try and get along with everybody, and I'm a big believer in one of those like, when in Rome, do as the Romans. Like, that's kind of my mentality, right? When I was in Korea, I experienced things that were very different, but I didn't like, well, it has to be my way because this is the way I'm used to. No, I always like, I want to learn your culture. You say, take my shoes off at the fucking door. That's what I'm going to do. You say that I got to sit on this little pillow on the floor. I'm going to try. My knees are going to lock after about 10 minutes, but I'm going to do the best I can. There are some cultures though, that I see things that happen and I'm like, like, I'm almost positive that people in India, at least certain parts like New Delhi, like in the bigger cities and stuff, are immune to chemical warfare. And why? Have you ever, like, I somehow ended up on Instagram in the Indian street food, like scrolling. And if you can consume that stuff, you're immune to chemical warfare. 100%. There's nothing we can do to you that wouldn't do to my body. Like 100%. I somehow ended up on that like side of Instagram Reels, and it's. I watched a woman last night like wipe water on the floor, and then somebody came by with a spoon and just put it on the floor, and she was like, just off the floor, like tile, dirt and stuff. It was the strangest thing. I need to do a line of Bay for no. The reason why we can't have so there's some vast differences in culture that I absolutely agree with. But I think that everyone should realize that there shouldn't be a culture that is beneath you. However, there's a caveat to that. There are things that should be morally enforced universally. Off the top of my head, age of consent. To me, that should be morally enforced universally. Some cultures still believe that it's okay to marry off your son or daughter at like 12, 13 years old. I staunchly disagree with that. But I'm also not going to their country and telling them that they can't do that. So I don't know. BX is still pretty bad though, bro. There's some terrible nerve. I had a chemical officer one time that was my PL while I was on RSOP. PL is platoon leader. RSOP stands for reconnaissance, selection, and occupation of position. We're like the team that goes out and selects the site for the Patriot guys. Also known as the rejected soldiers of Patriot. And he was my platoon leader. And that man told me some things that are out there in this world that are the worst things I have ever worse than the human brain can come up with. Like they must have just put these chemicals together and then it happened and they're like, that is worse than I ever could have imagined. There's some things out there that are awful. Yep. Slavery is a big bad as well. Yep. Should be universally abolished. My personal opinion, there are some places in the world where it's not. 2025 might be throwing hands, but I bet if we let the F-22 out, we can smack it straight. Favorite weapon and weapon system overall? Ooh, great question. So I'm going to break it down by a few categories. If we're talking about tanks, it's going to be the Abrams. If we're talking about aircraft, in general, this means prop, new, old, whatever. It's going to be the F4U Corsair. If we're talking about jets specifically, it's going to be the F-14 Tomcat, just a smidgen ahead of the F-22, like the tiniest of margin you could possibly imagine. It's barely ahead of the F-22. If we're talking about firearm, I do love my Henry 4570 repeater that I have. Really big fan of that gun. But if we're talking about like no laws, any firearm ever, crew served, all that stuff, it's the M2 heavy barrel 50 caliber machine gun, without question, 1,000 times over. Has like 17 states where child marriages are still legal. Really? I did not know that. Can we get an HLC morale patch? Oh, yeah, you have those. Those exist. If you go to Bunker Branding or habituallinecrosser.com, are you asking me to send you one? Two very different things, which I'm okay with. For some people. I can't have 700 people in here like, can you send me a patch? Like, shit, man, it's like a shit ton of money. Madus, oh yeah. She's just, it's perfection. Like, John Browning, man, I'm just bless that man. It's so good. It's a weapon that has been around almost 100 years and has gone through exactly 3 changes. I cannot think of anything else that exists in this world and has existed for 100 years and has gone through only 3 changes. By the way, the 3 changes is they now have a fixed headspace and timing barrel. They put a safety on it, and they filed down part of the trigger bar because it used to snap off, so they rounded it so it wasn't as jagged or something like that. Something on the internals. But yeah, I can't think of morale patches exist. However, Franklin's stuff plushies don't. Yes, we're still working on the Franklin plushies. But yeah, I can't think of another thing in this world. I love it. Weapons, you say more than 100? Hold on. I used to think the M2 came in World War I, but I was incorrect. I looked it up recently. Came in right before World War II, if I'm not mistaken. It was the 1930s. Uh-huh. 1933. Haha. So almost 100 years, weapons. Haha. I wikied you. Now I know more about weapons, so I'm going to tell people, just so you know, the A10 Hogwart, it fires a 30 caliber shell. It's 30 caliber, not 30 millimeter. No, it's 30 caliber. And it can't fire rockets or missiles. Can't do that. Nope. Can't drop them. Can't drop bombs. Nope. They actually can't maneuver that well. I think Weapons is having a stroke right now. So, Coupe Ale Works 44th and Council Road, OKC, beer stored in whiskey barrels. It tastes so good. Ooh, I do go up to OKC every once in a while. I'm all about that. What's up, LaRue? LaRue is in chat. For ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know Jacques LaRue or Jack LaRue, he and I went to Afghanistan together a long time ago. LaRue, you messaged me earlier, man. I hadn't even checked. I literally cranked out 2 videos today, and then I played video games for like an hour, and then I jumped on this. I still haven't even eaten dinner, but we had a late lunch because I had to take Knox to the vet. He just got 4 shots today, but he's on that big squishy bed. Look at that. He is a happy boy. You will love Dos Gringos? I'm down. I do like Mexican beer. Oh, wait, are we still talking about beer? Weapons is just, he's having a moment. If you're ever in Ohio, I do plan on going up there. Near the Bellefontaine, I hope I said that right, area, check out Brewfontaine. Named Best Beer Bar in Ohio in 2018, and the pizza place down the street from it has an award-winning crust. Now we are talking. Alcohol is good. Don't get me wrong. I love a good beer, but beer and good food, that makes me so happy. You have no idea. Also, my wife and I genuinely disagree on what is the best pizza, and it's okay. She can understand that she's wrong sometimes. My phone's gonna ring here any minute. If my phone rings, she's wrong. If my phone If I get a text message from Mrs. HLC, she's wrong. There you go. Heard a lot about you. Good stuff, sir. LaRue's good people, man. LaRue is a good guy. He's him and I go way back. Him and I go way, way back, man. He was although LaRue, I am a little upsetty spaghetti. I gotta say this. You turned me in. It was either you or Dreyer, okay? When I was mad at Ronnie and I was talking shit saying I was gonna beat his ass, obviously I wasn't going to. And I did not expect the man to show up at my barracks room on Sunday ready to fight me. So you turned my ass in. I was not emotionally prepared for that. I know I can't beat Ronnie in a fight, but I'm just like under my breath. I'm gonna beat that motherfucker's ass. Obviously, I'm not going to. Have you seen me? I know my place in this world. I know it was you. It's either you or Dreyer, whatever his name was. Could the buff get some anti-morale patches? I kind of like that idea. It's not half bad. I'm not opposed to it. My homie's dad was part of 7274 ABGP. I'm not familiar with that. In the late 70s, early 80s, had an emergency service patch. We can't find any information on the group and never talked about his service. I've never heard of 7274 ABGP. Oh. I'm only talking to one person? What? No inside jokes. I just keep on getting texts from Mrs. Linecross that says no inside jokes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm in trouble. I would say Dreyer. He was like that. All right, fair enough. It was one of y'all too. I've never heard of 7274 ABGP. I've never even heard of them. I can reach out. Oh, there we go. I just get no. M2 was designed in 1918. Common use started in 1921. I believe. Don't shoot a messenger here, okay? Mana M. Sorry, I hooked on phonics here. Commerce City, Colorado education, not the best. I say that and then I try and make a point. That's great. I believe what you're referring to is the M1919, which was similar in design, but chambered in 30-06. Could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. You may have just Googled it and been like, I'm going to prove this some bitch wrong. I could be wrong. I'm vindicated. What happened, Weapons? You said Weapons isn't wrong? In the Philippines, winning and being right are two different things. What, are we talking about Baton? Army strong, not army smart. Hold on, Weapons. I've seen you message me. Your spelling and grammatical errors are just as bad as mine. No. Huli Huli Tiki Bar in Powell, Ohio. If it's got good food, I'm all about it. Yo, Commerce City, shout out. I'm right there. Seriously? Bro, I'm from Commerce City, Colorado. I grew up right on 96 and Highway 2, right around there where Eagle Creek homes are at. Yeah, that's where I grew up. My mom still lives in that area. My dad lives, I don't even know. And it's not that I don't talk to my dad, talk to him. It's just he won't give me his address because he's worried about my mom getting it. I don't know. I've never told anyone else's address. I just work here. And then I got a brother who lives up near Fort Lupton, I think. M19 1930 cal MG is still in use with some militaries. Yeah, I seen them in what is it? In Ukraine. That and a Maxim machine gun. What is my favorite Sabaton song? 82nd All the Way. I think that it was really well done and really underrated that in the song 82nd All the Way, it is almost exactly 120 beats per minute, which is a running cadence speed. 2 steps per second. That's running cadence, at least in the Army. Maybe not in the Air Force. I think Air Force running cadence is, I don't know. How fast can you push a swivel chair? I mean...
Would you intercept
James
me?
Evan.
I'd intercept me.
What are your thoughts on the buy-to-share defense Sky Saber?
Honestly, I don't know enough about it, and I wasn't able to find a whole lot of details about it. Sky Saber's that one that, let me make sure I'm thinking of the right one. I have a visual brain. Not great with, yes, that's the one I was thinking of. Okay, so the Sky Saber, it intertwines. When I did my USA versus the UK, it links in with a new system that you guys just came up with. And I don't know enough about it. From what I understand, my understanding of the Sky Saber is it is the UK's comparable system to US Patriot in the absence of they're not on the NASAM program and they're not on the IRIS-T program. NASAM and IRIS-T are both kind of like interim fixes. It's really hard to compare air defense systems. That's what people don't understand. Great question, by the way. It's really, really hard to compare air defense systems because there's no such thing as a perfect one. So when someone's like, what is a better air defense system? Knowing what I know, that's like saying, what is the best car? You could pick which one's your favorite, but pick which one's the best. And someone might be like, oh, well, the fastest car in the world is a Bugatti Chiron. Cool. I'm going to pick a Chevrolet Silverado and we're going to go through a mud trail. Bugatti Chiron's no longer the best car. It's different threats and different things. I would like very much, from what I was able to find out about the Sky Saber, I would like to see it. This is going to sound really morbid. I would like to see it fight. I want to see what it's capable of. We've seen what NASAMs can do. Not as reliable as we'd hoped, but still better than some systems, S300s. We've seen what IRIS-T... there's IRIS-T there. Maybe. I might be wrong. I think they only have NASAMs there. I don't think they have IRIS-T in Ukraine. They might. We know Hawk is there. Hawk 2. I'm sorry. I couldn't pass the opportunity. Hawk is going away, so I can only make these jokes so long. And then we have the, obviously, Patriot. Patriot does its job very well, but I would very much like to see how Sky Saber does. So I hope that answers your question. 82nd all the way is actually, mine is Ghost Division. Ghost Division is not bad. For me, kind of hurts me, repping like a Nazi division. That's the only thing. Great song. It's just, Chocolate Harem Buchanan, what's up, Ping? How you doing? For those of you who don't know, Ping is she's in my Discord. She's apparently queen of the Chocolate Harem. She's also the reason that all of my videos have subtitles. She is deaf. She does have a cochlear implant. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put your business too much out there, but if you guys always notice that I almost my subtitles aren't perfect all the time. Sorry. I fat finger some things. I'm not great at it. But she does. I do those subtitles because to people like her who are hearing impaired, it matters. So I try and always make sure that they're there. Smoking Snakes is a banger. I don't know if I know that one. As a former Arty guy, Army Strong and Army Smart applies to us. Our job after hours, pull string, go boom. I've pulled string a couple of times. I did it last year because I work at a schoolhouse that has artillery. I pulled string on 777, and then I pulled handle on 119er. There's no string on there. You kind of straddle whatever the back things are that come off of it that dig into the ground. I'm not artillery, I'm air defense. And then you sit on the thing and they say fire, and you just go kapoof, and it katoosh, and it's cool. It's a really cool feeling. But then the 777 is okay, sorry, that's other stuff, sibling stuff. Pull string, go boom. It was kind of cool. And then they're like, all right, you're gonna ram it in, whatever, load the round. What I didn't know, so what's interesting is a very different comparison. In an Abrams, you load rounds, you just load them. Right. So the ready rack is just to your right. Your back will be against the side of the hull, and the breech is right here on your left. And there's a knee switch on your right. You push the knee switch, the door slides open. You have your honeycomb right there. You pick whichever round you want. You just hit a release, and gravity kind of drops it into your lap. You then release the knee switch, which has a 2-second delay, and you're all based on time right now. So you release the knee switch, flip the round onto the breech, hit the back of the aft cap with your hand, shove it in, and until it's all the way in, you keep shoving, and then the breech closes and pushes your hand out of the way. That's how you load an Abrams. The 777 is an artillery piece, so it's kind of pointed upward, and you take this big-ass long pole with two guys that are on it, and you fucking yeet. You shove that thing in there with all you got, and actually the barrel, you shove it in so hard that it gets wedged in there. That's how it's held in place, because then they put the powder behind it, and then they close the breech, and then they put the primer, and pull string, go boom. I didn't know that. So I definitely did not throw that thing in there hard enough the first time we did that. And it kind of came sliding back out, and they're like, what are you, talking shit to me. And I was like, all right, we're going to yeet this bitch in now. But yes, I work with a lot of arty guys. Pull string, go boom. I still, to this day, I have no idea how to do Exo's min QE. Now, I know you're going to be like, it's simple. You just go up. Why do you go up? It's math. You shouldn't be changing math. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, there's this process called Exo's min QE, and pretty much what I understand, now the arty guy's going to correct me if I'm wrong, right? Is, so let's say you have a target here and artillery here, you have to do the math on how high you need to fire it in case there's a mountain or a building or something here to make sure you make it over that target. And you do this mathematically. And I did this. I was like, I want to learn this. Let's do it. And I did the math, and my math was perfect. Okay? It was fucking perfect. I checked it with a calculator. My math was perfect. Okay? I was told it was wrong because I didn't go up. I didn't round up. And they're like, it's artillery express. You just go up. And I was like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. If my math is perfect, why in the hell do I have to go up? And they're like, you just do. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like, it just, I don't know how to do Exo's min QE to this day. Don't know how to do it. It was pronounced fountain. Okay. We call it belly fountain. Oh my God. All the time. Lots of good food around these parts, so definitely enjoy it. I'm all about food. I'm a big time foodie. Hi, HLC. Stefan, what is going on? I jump into stream. HLC's talking about Sabaton. I didn't know he was a fan too. I am absolutely a fan of Sabaton. I happen to know somebody, I don't want to say who knows Sabaton, and I was like, yo, we need a Blazing Skies song for air defenders. Okay, for guys, Blazing Skies means like it is happening right now. It is absolutely happening. Like there's things in the air coming to kill us, missiles. Get to, like, what I used to tell the Air Force when I worked when I was in Al Dhafra Air Base is because there was 6 of me. I was a TCA while I was there for at least the last month or two. Before that I was a combo guy, but you're still on crew. When the fight starts, everyone else hides. And there are 6 of us that carries that fight. Unless you're on air crew. Then of course you're loading and you're about to go fucking send some hate, right? Air crew only. Everybody else who isn't actively in the fight right there is chilling. Right? They're in their bunker. So I was talking to some of them, and I was like at the smoke pit in Al Dhafra, and I think they were like clerks or dentists or MPs or something, or security forces or whatever they called. And they're like, so like, what do you guys like have for everyone else to do like while you're doing that? Is there any way we can help? And I was like, no, honestly, get into a bunker, grab that gas mask, yours, and put it on, and pray to your deity that I'm as good at my job as everyone thinks I am. That's what you can do. Just humana, fucking get the rosary, do whatever you need to do, but just pray that I can do what I'm supposed to do. Like, that's all you're going to do. Then the winged hussars arrived. Sorry in advance for shooting you down. Whoa, what? Oh, he said sorry in advance? Who said sorry in advance? Oh, hold on, I got to get down to that. How do I feel on the Typhon system, SM6 or TLAM? Typhon system. I may have seen it. Again, I have a photographic memory. I'm not good with names. Okay. The Smurf. Okay. It's a ground-based version of the SM6. Well, I don't know enough about it to make an assessment. I mean, the SM6 itself is a really, really good interceptor. From what I know about it, the thing that I don't know, and it's probably classified, and that's the only reason I'm not allowed to know. Yeah, it's the Mark 41 VLS. Yeah. The thing that I don't know about it is when you read the public available information, an SM6, Standard Missile 6, is comparable to a Patriot PAC-3 MSE. Like, they're very, very similar interceptors. Range, capability, engagement style, like they're very, very similar. So there's been a big push lately to get Patriot to fire off of Aegis. There hasn't been a big push to get SM6s to fire off of Patriot. So what I want to know is what increase in capabilities does Patriot bring to the SM6? So right now, just the information that I need, I can't get. I hope that makes enough sense. El Paso really has good food? You are correct, my friend. You are absolutely correct. 100%. The area from like El Paso, Las Cruces, or well, I'll do it this way. El Paso, Las Cruces, over like through Arizona to like SoCal. That, ladies and gentlemen, in case you were unaware, that is Flavor Alley. Okay? Don't believe me? Just go try it, okay? Just go fucking try it. I don't look, I used to love the food here in Oklahoma. I used to love it. I thought it was great. I was like, man, this food here is awesome. I love this food. I moved there. I didn't know it was better. I didn't know. I had the food there. I was like, man, this is pretty good, whatever. I came back to Oklahoma. Everything is bland and awful here. Everything. It ruined me because I spent 4 years in Flavor Alley. The Last Battle by Sabaton, that's a good one. Or The Last Stand, I think is what it's called. I do like that one. That's a good one. Oh, I like this. We're getting some. Is HLC on Twitch? I used to be. I still have like a page over there. It won't let me delete it because there's like $2 that's owed out to me or something. Twitch didn't have like, it wasn't good for me, right? I like interacting with you guys. I like talking with you guys. I like answering your questions. Photographic memory, stuck lens cap. Fair. Turfoon? It's SM6 or T-Lam. Oh. Toyfoon? Oh. Am I screwing something up or now the pronunciation? Look, Army strong, not Army smart. I'll let weapons have this one. Yo, HLC, I got to Vegas the first day of New Year. I just heard there was an incident in New Year's Eve in front of Trump Tower. Explains why the Chinese have been eyeing me. Thought it was because I talked smack about them in Arizona. Well, just be safe in general. I don't know what's going on with that. Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. Never been a big fan of, conspiracies and stuff like that. Like, there are some that I just dismiss. Like, anytime anyone comes up to me and says the Earth is flat or we didn't land on the moon, those are pretty much the only two. Or anti-vaxxers. And I'm not talking the ones that are like, don't trust a single vaccine. The ones who are like, vaccines in general cause autism. Those ones, I'm not going to engage with you. There's nothing either one of us can gain from that conversation. I'm just going to hurt your feelings. And I'm going to walk away and I'm going to be dumber for it. I'm not going to engage with you. El Paso, the old Southwest, down in the West Texas town of El Paso. I fell in love with a Mexican girl. That's how my older sister was named. That's why she hates that song. The world is 6,000 years old is another good one. Yeah. Steel commanders roll the battlefield. Weighs more than 4 times as much as a PAC-3. Is that the difference? I'm going to be totally honest with you, Big D. I did not look at the weight of the missiles. I've never really considered that. Huh. I guess in a floating vessel that would count. That would matter. But hold on. They just put 4 SM6s on the bottom of an F-18. I don't think it matters as much as I'm thinking here. Granted, they're modified and shortened a little bit. Okay, you know what? Now my missiletism's taken over. You guys, stop it. As a St. Lucian, KC barbecue is trash. Go to STL or Memphis. I love a good barbecue, but I tell you right now, there's one place that I have found, and it was the best barbecue I ever had. And no, it's not Mad Jack's in New Mexico. A lot of people think it's Mad Jack's. We're going to let this play Texas Actual. Go ahead.
Hello from Ukraine. Also Todd.
Hey! Be safe out there, man. God, that's... I don't want to talk about it too much, but I don't know if you guys saw that video of the hand-to-hand combat between the Ukrainian and the Russian. I have never experienced anything like that. I've never seen anything like that, and that was rough. Like that screwed me up. Like, don't get curious. I'm telling you, it's bad. Like, I'm a combat vet, and that shit was straight bad. Like, it's... Ooh. Oh, Firehawk is singing the lyrics to, oh God, the Night Witches. 2 different songs. Last Battle's about friendly Germans, and The Last Stand is about, I think, 300 people protecting the Pope against an army. Yeah, it was the siege of... No, that was the Winged Hussars arrive. It was the siege of Vienna. It sounds heartbreaking. Yeah, no, it's nuts. But the but no, it's not Mad Jack's. There's a little barbecue place in Alamogordo, New Mexico. I think it's called Can't Stop Smoking 2. I went to Mad Jack's, and Mad Jack's is like world renowned in New Mexico. Like we showed up at 9:45 in Mad Jack's, and we got to the front of the line at like almost 11, and they were almost out of meat by the time we got up there. Like, it was a huge line, and everyone's like, it's so great. I was not really impressed. Like, I mean, cool, it was barbecue, but it wasn't great. Like the beef was, or the bones, or the ribs, they weren't fall off the bone. Like, it was okay. I am a sucker for good brisket. Like, that's the only reason I want to learn to smoke. I want to learn to smoke a brisket. I'm probably going to get me a Traeger someday. I want to learn to smoke a brisket. I don't know how to smoke meat. Apparently, this is something I learned from the internet. White dudes, when we turn 30, we either get really, really good at World War II history, or we're really good at smoking meat. I don't know shit about smoking meat, but I can tell you all kinds of shit about World War II. I'm sorry. Mrs. Landcrosser just texted me and she goes, I ordered pizza. Shh. I think she's had some stuff. I bet I could beat you. Probably. I don't know. Wait, you saying with World War II history? Okay. I tell you what, here's an obscure one. Weapons without Googling it, which I can't verify whether or not you Googled it. What was the code word that Hitler used to tell his forces to invade Poland? I know it. Let's see if he knows it. What state has the best barbecue? I have yet to find that. I've never been a huge barbecue guy. I've never been a huge, like, I love brisket, but never huge into it. Teal texted me and said, tell whoever said Kansas City barbecue is trash, they're banned from me. But it's okay. I just haven't really explored a lot of it. I really haven't. By the way, weapons, it's honestly, I'm not too worried about it because there's always something else you can learn about World War II. There's so much that happened in such a short period of time. Velocity Raptor says, ban me, you coward. How are you doing, bud? I found someone I served with Fort Hood was injured in the attack in Louisiana, even though I haven't talked to him in years. Still hit home and pissed me off. I'm okay, man. That fucking sucks, man. Like, I just mindless violence, like nameless violence, just doesn't it never makes sense to me. Like, there is two things in this world you will never find a reason to do ever in your life. Like, you'll never find a reason to be a mass shooter. Like, there's no logic. I can understand like crime of passion with murder. I can understand a lot of different things that people do. It's steal. Sometimes it's for money. Sometimes it's for food. There's always a reason. Like, there's something inside my head. You speed because you're late to something. Like, there's always a reason to do something wrong. You will never find a reason to be a mass shooter, and you will never find a reason to sexually assault somebody. Those are two things that just there's never a logical reason. Those people are just broken. I don't know if Weapons said it yet. I do know at the top of my head. Raise you this. I do not know that. Who commanded both the Japanese forces at Pearl Harbor and the battle? Was that wasn't Admiral Yamato, was it? Was that Admiral Yamato? Oh, also, the code word, and the only reason I remember the code word that Hitler used to tell his forces to invade Poland is because it's also the name of a band. Danzig. That was the code word. I have no idea what the hell it means, but I know that as soon as they said Danzig on the radio, they rolled across. Yes, it was. Was it? Oh, Nagumo. Fair enough. I deserve that. I had to give up for trying for number one after 3 months of being top 10th of percent of Sabaton listeners. It wasn't helping with the depression. You know what, man? Sabaton's still gangster. I love those guys. They're really awesome. They're just, what I think it's amazing that we live in a world that a band can tell history in a way like that. I think it's awesome. If you guys haven't listened to Sabaton, all their songs are about things that have happened in history. It's so fucking cool to see that. That was like two tisms that I had in high school, metal and history, just into one. Yes, I'm a metalhead. Did you guys see the Sean Ryan whistleblower? Bro, it would be about air defense. Now, how we need it more than ever. I have not seen that. Now I need to see that shit because it's about air defense and I need to see if somebody's full of shit. Well, I'm not sleeping tonight. What apocalyptic scenario, sci-fi, zombie themed, or otherwise, would you like the most? Zombie. Absolutely. I would love a zombie apocalypse. For me, I want dinosaurs overwhelming the world with rednecks making T-Rex nuggies. Oh, man. That's awesome. I would love, like, the hardest part of a zombie apocalypse for me would be pretending I'm not excited. You have no idea. Just finished my last shift for a job. I've been in over 10 years. Change is scary, but it can be a good thing. Helps that next job is similar. Dude, Scott, I hope you do amazing things, man. Like, I honestly, every person in here right now, I hope you all do phenomenal and amazing things in your lives because I want you all to be successful. I want, if no one, we're about done here, so I'm going to finish this with here. What if Mrs. HLC turned into a zombie? Got a job to do, man. I got to stay alive. Got to repopulate humanity, even though I got the old snip. So I'll keep somebody else alive. Anyways, but I'll leave you guys with this. If no one is excited for you, I want you to know that people here, whether in my Discord community, in the live chat, just the people that I want surrounding, and supporting me, we will all support you. We will all be happy for you. And I hope that 2025 brings joy and happiness and great things to your life. And I could not be more thankful for every single one of you here in my life. As always, just, that's all I ever ask is just watch. And I'm so privileged and thankful for every single one of you. Not a single one of you is unimportant. Texas Actual coming in one more time, and then I gotta get off, guys.
I'd intercept me.
Here is for the pizza, Mrs. HLC. Good evening.
Aw, I will make sure she gets that. Thank you so much, my dude. Love the content. Please explain Lockheed C-1201, please. That's that aircraft. It's an aircraft carrier, isn't it? I don't know enough about it. I don't know what she's doing. Try Powerwolf. It's Sabaton of Christ. I have listened to Powerwolf before. I love it. So we're gonna go ahead and sign off right there. There we go. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So as always, we will be here on Friday nights, although next Friday I will not be here. I'm going to try and live stream for at least a short period of time, but I will be in a different location. Some interesting things coming. So as always, do not give in to the 22 a day. Every single one of you are amazing. If you would like to support the channel, please go to habituallinecrosser.com and get yourself some merch, maybe buy me a beer. I want you to know all of you are absolutely amazing, and I'm thankful for every single one of you, and I hope 2025 is an amazing year for you. I'll see you guys later.